Hi, my name's Claire. Welcome back to my channel. For this week's video, I'm going to be doing a family home based off of the zodiac sign Cancer. Cancers are very loyal and family oriented, and I probably could have done a little bit more research, but I was a little bit on a time crunch for this video, so I just kind of went for the family oriented loyal sim, and I wanted to make this a family home, and this is my first ever family home I've done for the series. I have done all the previous zodiac signs: Aries, Gemini, Taurus, and I'm not an expert in zodiac signs. I really do think that it would be fun to have a zodiac pack kit. I feel like that'd be like really fun, and I think other people would enjoy getting it. Maybe it is super niche, but there's also like other super niche kits, like an artist kit or a castle kit, and like I only have one of those, but it's very niche, and I feel like having a zodiac pack could really bring some of those elements into the game and a new level of gameplay. Obviously, it would be a build pack. I don't really know what you could do for a like style pack. I guess you probably could do a few things with like clothing, but I was imagining more of like pictures of like the like constellations, kind of like in the high school years expansion pack where there's those like posters, but if you like change the swatches, it's like a ribbon or like art sketches. So I kind of talked over most, if not all, of the main entrance foyer. I do come back to edit a little bit, but for now we are in the kitchen. And I should probably also tell you a little bit of the family I have designed for this space. So it is a grandparent, their child, and that child's spouse, and then two grandkids are designed for this home. So the grandparents bedroom is on this first level, and then the other three bedrooms are on the second level. So we are just going to be adding some items from the new kitchen kit, which is again another like very niche and specific kit, but it's with the kitchen items. There is a lot of different little knickknacks specifically around the kitchen. And speaking of a lot of like kits, we have two bathroom kits. There's a sleek bathroom kit and like a everyday messy bathroom kit. I don't remember all of the names. Anyway, I will get off of my kit soapbox now, but I wanted this area to be very modern and traditional, so I wanted it to feel like a new construction home, and like everybody just kind of like moved in together at the same time. So we are just going to be adding a lot of these little knickknacks from the clutter kit, which I found very appreciative because I couldn't figure out how else or what else to add into this like upper storage area because you can't change the items on the open shelving in the Dream Home Decorator pack, but you can put things in front of those items to make it look like it's not the same counter or cabinet used twice. So we are just going to be adding a range and going to be adding some bar stools. Trying to keep this area pretty simple. It is kind of like the walkway into the rest of the house, and so I didn't want to like overly decorate this area since I knew it kind of like doubled as like a hallway to get to the living room or to the second floor. And I wanted to use this round table from the base game. It came with a Lunar New Year's expansion base game update, and I wanted to have a round table because I feel like it just fit the space a little bit better. And I was make thinking that one of the Sims would be an infant slash toddler, and so I'm like, okay, thinking realistically, they probably don't want to have a lot of sharp corners or objects around. So let's go with the round table. And so we are just going to be adding a few things back into the foyer entryway. I did add a piano because I am using the Growing Together expansion pack, and I really couldn't figure out what else to add, and so I just, you know what, let's just go with the piano. So we are going now into the living room area and going to be using the customizable couches that come with the Dream Home Decorator pack. And I just wanted there to be a lot of space for your Sim family to watch a movie together. Maybe you can bring over some other extended family to like have a real big family gathering. So we are just going to be making a little TV nook hutch thing. This was kind of similar to like what I grew up with, and since I was making this home for like a young family, I'm like, you know what? I want to kind of see if I can recreate something that I had in my childhood. So that's kind of like where this like TV console thing came from. And so we are just going to be adding some artwork. I do use a lot of empty picture frames for you or your Sims to like put their pictures in. And so now we're just going to be adding a few little decorations onto the little bookshelf and going to be changing up a few things. I originally was thinking that it would be like a boy child and then like an infant girl, but I kind of like mixed it up at the beginning to have like a child girl and an infant boy, but I really wanted to have a infant girl. So I kind of like redesigned some things. I kind of like get rid of like the pink backpack and make it more of a different style. And now we are in the grandparents' bedroom, and this is on the main floor right off of the dining room. I think this is like the biggest bedroom out of all of these areas. The other primary bedroom on the second level might be like the second closest, so we are just going to be adding some storage, and I do make a wall around the closet of this area because I thought it'd be nice to have like a more private dressing area for the grandparent. So we are just going to be adding some art. I do add a picture frame TV because I figure the grandparent might want to watch something that the grandkids don't want to watch, and so having like a TV in their bedroom or their area, it just felt like it made sense and it was a practical decision. And I don't usually add TVs into like bedrooms. I feel like that's like really realistic to have like another like screen besides like your phone in your bedroom. Maybe not. More power to you or to the person you know that doesn't have a second like device in their room. So we are just going to be adding a little rocking chair, and I do change the door to the closet to match the other two doors. So we are just going to be adding some picture frames. I figure that the grandparent would have a lot of like pictures from like when they're younger, maybe with their grandkids. So we are just going to be making a little ensuite for this grandparent. I kept it pretty simple because it is a small space, but this is a replica of the bathroom on the second level because it is the same size in and in the same space. So we are just going to be adding a little towel, I'm going to be adding a few little details to make this bathroom look like it's been lived in, and then we're going to be heading to the second level. I think we're actually going to be heading into the half bath. So this half bath is for the whole family, guests, anybody to use. I feel like it made sense to have it in this location, so we are just going to be adding little bit here. Again, try keeping this area very simple, and then we're just going to be finishing up this main floor before we head onto the second floor. I do make this couch just a little bit smaller. I feel like it was just like coming into like the walkway a little too much. And I realized I didn't add a table for like a book and a light. Just keeping it very simple in here, and we are adding some infant items into this main level because I was like, oh yeah, I was going to do an infant. Kind of forgot. I knew it was going to be like a kid's room, but I forgot there's going to be like an infant living here as well. So we are just going to be adding that book and that lamp, and then we're going to be heading upstairs. So it's just a very simple area. Try to keep it very family oriented down on this main level. And now we are on the second level, and I do first make sure to have a little computer spot for your Sims. Maybe one of the Sims like works from home, and I do make the other area of this like landing slash loft area into like a play area. So maybe like it's a nice area for your Sims to like play, but like also like still be in eyesight of the parent. So we are just going to be adding some artwork, and now we're working on the kid area. Just a very, I would say, simple space in this area as well. I wanted this to just be a very fun area, so we are just going to be adding a rug. I use this one from the base game, which has some matching swatches to the beds that came with the growing together pack, so it's like kind of fun to like have something that matches the growing together pack, but it's not in the base game because like when if you like want to make a space themed bedroom but you don't have the growing together expansion pack, it helps to like still have this like rug for say. So we're just gonna be making some kid posters in this space, and now we're going to be adding a rug in by the computer, and now we are in the kids bedroom, and so I'm going to be adding a bunk bed, and you can't tell maybe, but this room does have a slight dinosaur theme, which is a little bit of a contrast from the space themed play area, but I wanted this kid to like be a very adventurous sim, and so I feel like having like dinosaurs in space, like they're exploring still. They haven't like decided on a career path yet because they are probably 8. So we are going to be adding some curtains, going to be adding a dinosaur plushie, and when I opened up like the like bird's eye view, I'm like, there's a lot of space in the middle, but I think it works still to like have a bedroom where the items are kind of like pushed against the side. Might be realistic, but before we go into the infant room, I wanted to add some things onto the balcony. This is like right off of the kids' playroom area corner, and I wanted to keep this area pretty simple just since it is like the front of the house. So we're just going to be now in the infant room. I gave them the smaller room and going to just be having a changing table and going to be adding a crib on the opposite side. It took me forever to find this, and it was because I was searching with the Growing Together filter because I thought it was from the Growing Together pack, but no, this is a base game item. Be nice if they had a changing table also in the base game. So this room has a purple theme to it. I didn't want to like go to like boy or girl in this area, but I was imagining a little infant girl would be in this space. So we're just gonna be adding a mobile, and I forgot that my filter was still on base game, and so I clicked on the filter for the Growing Together one, and I'm like, nope, that is way too big for this space. That looks like more of a modern artwork piece. So we are just going to be adding a rug into the bedroom, and now we are in the bathroom that the infant and child will be sharing. And so just a very long and skinny bathroom. And so I do move the windows up so like it doesn't like interfere with the shower tub combo, but it does look a little funny from the outside because you can't really tell that there's like a window on this wall, and it just kind of like looks unbalanced, and like I try to like fix it, but it just like wouldn't like work with like having a shower tub combo on that wall. So we are just going to be adding some artwork and going into the second primary bedroom. This one is designed for the parents, and I guess I did keep in the bathroom, but it was just a very simple copy and paste from the kids' bathroom. So we are just going to be adding a bed against the wall. I didn't want it to be like exactly the same as the grandparents' bedroom, but they do both have a blue theme to the rooms. So we are going to be adding some items on the side table, make it look like it's like personalized for each sim, and going to be adding another closet, customized closet into this room. So we are just going to be adding some clothes, just the essentials to a bedroom is obviously a closet, a window, a door. So we are just going to be copying and pasting all of these items because I didn't want to go search through the whole entire build catalog. But I do keep this closet more open to the rooms to kind of help with that variation of the areas. So we are going to be adding some art. I thought it'd be fun to have like a galaxy picture since zodiac signs are around the stars. So we are just going to be adding a little box because I didn't know what else to put in that corner, and I feel like it was realistic to have like an air conditioning tube or hose in a corner. So we are just going to be adding some planter boxes, going to be adding a picnic table. You can't tell it right now, we're outside, and so we're just going to be adding some plants. I do add a monkey bar set for the child. So we are getting close to the end of the video. If you enjoyed watching, please make sure to hit that like and subscribe button so my videos will get shared with others. That helps a lot. And if you have any build suggestions for me, make sure to leave them down in the comments. If you want to play in this home or just want additional information, you can check the description of this video. It has all the information down there, like the number of packs I used and the total value of this build. So I hope to see you all next week for another Sims 4 video. Bye!